The purpose of today's session is to uh, create awareness about about choosing psychology as a subject for CSS exams, and I will talk about briefly about the syllabus of psychology and how and about how good it is to take a psychology, choose psychology as an optional subject in your for your CSS exams. Uh, so, first of all, I'd like to begin with what psychology is. And as definition says, psychology is the scientific study of human behavior and human mind. So it is. People sometimes do choose it because they think that it's a very interesting subject, and the word psychology itself appeals to local masses. But when we come to study about psychology, there are concepts which can be very difficult as well and needs thorough understanding on those concepts. If we look at the syllabus of psychology, we have a very exhaustive list of topics which covers almost most of the fields of psychology that is there when we study it thoroughly. So it basically starts with the nature and scope of psychology, which is like it talks about schools and perspective of psychology and models of psychology and their recent trends. The schools and perspectives they talk about how the psychology began, early theories, and like those who initiated it, William Wundt and Weber, Ernst Weber. These were the initiators of how the stems of psychology began. And psychology, it has its roots in philosophy, and both in philosophy and science. There were many medical studies or physics studies which led to discoveries about perception, about how things are being perceived or understanding, or about human mind. They gave depth or insight into human mind and human understanding and human nature. So psychology actually stemmed from many experiments in field of physics and biology, and also from many philosophical theories. The topics of psychology, there is then sensation and perception is another topic. It is also very interesting topic. It separates sensation and perception, meaning that what we see is objective, but what we perceive is something subjective, and how we perceive what we see or what we sense. And learning and memory is another very interesting topic in the field of psychology. When you talk about psychology, choosing it as a subject for CSS, I would say those with medical background, it's very easier. It is comparatively easier for them since there is this also topic in psychology subject on biological basis of behavior, in which it covers some basic biological aspects of psychology, including the detailed structure of brain and how different parts of the brains work, like Wernicke and Broca's area, which are involved in speaking and listening or understanding aspects of the human. So how different brains specialize in different tasks of human behavior, and it also covers the nervous system and central and peripheral nervous system, endocrine system, and neurons and its function. So those who does not have medical background, they will have to put in more extra effort if they want to understand these biological aspects of psychology. But those with medical background will find it comparatively very easier. Psychological assessment is also a very challenging, another challenging topic. It is a part of psychometrics. It talks about how different psychological tests are developed, what are their underlying standardization procedures, their validity, reliability. It talks about those aspects of psychology. And personality is a very interesting topic. When we are studying psychology, people enjoy it because we talk about different aspects of personality, how personality is measured, how it is developed, and then what are the assessments that can be taken, which can be used to assess someone's personality. And also, there are what are the cross-cultural issues when we are talking about personalities. Intelligence is also a very interesting topic which appeals to many, and there are many intelligence tests as well, which we talk about when we are studying assessing intelligence. Social influence in group dynamics is a very interesting and easy to understand topics, which includes how societies form different aspects of society, like prejudice, stereotypes, people's attitudes in society, why some people tend to help others, why in certain circumstances people do not help others, what are the social norms. These are the aspects that we talk about when we are studying social influence and group dynamics. Developmental psychology is very interesting. It talks about how, in fact, there's this Piaget's theory of developmental stages. It talks about it divides the earlier phases of life into segments like 2 to 3 years, infancy, 4 to 5 years, this way, and tells how what are the aspects in these developmental phases which the child faces and how the child develops. Abnormal clinical psychology is also very interesting. The most popular or most prevalent pathological disorders among in Pakistan is depression, schizophrenia, anxiety, stress. So we are going to talk about these disorders. What are their symptoms? And how their therapy, how their the diagnosis takes place, and how they're treated, their treatment and their therapy. So this is also very interesting, and people actually enjoy studying this abnormal and clinical psychology. Then organizational industrial psychology is also very interesting. It is related to work, how industries, how organizations work, and there we will talk about organization culture, about different aspects of job, about how feedback is taken, how personnel are selected, interviews, what are the objective variables, subjective variables that are to be seen when when we take interview, how also different leadership styles, what are different leadership, how and different managing styles. All of these aspects are covered in organizational industrial psychology. And health and forensic psychology. Forensic psychology is about the criminal aspect of psychology, about why the crimes is being done. It is you can say related to criminology, but criminology will have a more the basic difference would be like criminology will have a more generalized aspect, and forensic psychology will be more individualized. Will go into more individualized aspect when we are studying it in forensic psychology. Criminology and psychology are also a very good combination, because certain topics in criminology do overlap with psychology, but they do are different subjects on their own. So this is the brief overview of the syllabus of psychology, and I will proceed by saying that some of you must be have always been like questioning that whether we can prepare for it on our own. So I would say definitely yes, if you have good comprehension skills, and if you have a good strong understanding background, and you think you go through certain topics, like I can suggest few topics, like if you have good understanding about the central nervous system, and about the biological aspects, that is good. Also, you go through Pavlov's experiments and study about classical conditioning. This is also a very good understanding aspect. So in psychology, you read Piaget's developmental stages, and Freud's psychodynamic theories. If you are understanding them well enough, then I think you can very well do it on your own as well. And while we will have psychology sessions with this CSSP Academy. So in my sessions, I would be teaching topical wise. There will be 16 sessions in each session I will be taking one topic. There will be major or most repeated top aspects of those topics that come in examination will be covered in those sessions. And after that, we will dedicate some end time of the class for past paper practice. And I will discuss and even discuss and even tell about how to write a good analytical answer. Because when you're writing an answer for CC exam, you just don't have to show that you understand the concept, or you just don't have to describe the concept, but also have some of your own analytical aspects in those concepts. So thank you very much for your time and effort, and for being there. All the best for your future.